Hi Apple lovers, and welcome to the first episode of my Retro Apple series. This series looks at vintage Apple products to see if there's any use for them today and see if there's any issues trying to do anything on them. Today we look at the iMac G3. This one's actually from the year 2000, but these were released from 1998. So let's delve in, let's see what I can get it to do. Welcome to the episode. So before we look at this specific unit, let's look at the history of this model. So the iMac G3 was originally released as the iMac. It was the first ever one in a series of Macintosh personal computers that Apple sold from 1998 to 2003. The iMac was Apple's first major product released under its CEO Steve Jobs. Now remember, he left the company for 11 years. He came back, and this device actually saved Apple. Himself and Johnny Ive, of course, they designed it, and it was meant to be the cool retro new computer for the age. The iMac was designed as Apple's new consumer desktop product and an inexpensive consumer-oriented computer that would easily connect to the internet and do all your multimedia purposes. The design of it, I absolutely love it. I mean, look at this thing. Remember when TVs had backs? It's just like that. It gets rather warm. I'm not sure if that's the age, and I can certainly smell dust. Static, I haven't had static for so long in my life, and I can feel static. It's quite noisy, but I think it still has the visual impact that it always meant to have. I think it looks stunning. Sales wise, it was a success, and it sold 278,000 units in the first 6 weeks and 800,000 units after 20 weeks. In the end, it did save them from going bankrupt. They were losing 878 million in 97, and then they made their first profit in 3 years in 98. And they sold 3.7 million units of the iMac. So it did indeed save Apple. This color is indigo. They did several colors. Some of the names are grape, tangerine, lime, and strawberry. And the original color, which was Bondi blue, which is more of that aqua turquoise color, which is just a marvel, and it's the original machine. So let's look at the spec of this machine. So this one was released from July 2000 to February 2001. It has, the processor is a PowerPC 750 500 megahertz. The RAM is 256 gigabytes, and it's PC 100 SD RAM. The video card is a Rage 128 Pro, which is made by ATI, and it has 8 megabytes of VRAM. The display is a 15-inch, and the native resolution is 800 by 600. Now, the video really doesn't do it justice because of the refresh rate. Obviously, you're seeing lots of lines flickering here. On my B-roll, I think I captured it as good as I could, so apologies for any displays there where it is flickering. It is what it is. But this screen, it's not 4K, that's not what I'm saying, but it is uber clear. Like, they just don't make monitors like this anymore, and it's a lovely monitor. The standard storage is 30 gigabytes. It came with the Apple Pro keyboard and the Apple Pro mouse. Now, what I love about the keyboard, mechanical keyboards have come back in a big way. I tested this on my Mac Studio, and it works. The down button is a bit stuck. It does work, but apart from this is in good shape. And actually, the condition of this unit is in great shape. There's a few scratches around the body, but nothing major. The screen is in very good condition as well. It also came with the Mac Pro, Pro mouse. I was really relieved about this because the original mouse was the infamous one button thing, which was just a monstrosity. However, this mouse is lovely, and yes, it does work with my Mac Studio as well. Now, this has a front drive. I actually thought it was a DVD drive. However, this version is actually CD-ROM. I'll come into this later when I run through what I actually managed to get it to do. But this is a CD-ROM. However, it was available with a DVD-ROM. Lots of I/O on the side. It has a built-in 56K modem. It has Ethernet, which I managed to use. There's also 2 USB ports and 2 FireWire ports as well. Not that you can use those anymore. So that's the spec of this lovely machine. Now, let's see what I managed to do with it when I was testing it. Okay, so my initial testing, it booted up absolutely fine. It actually booted into the system really well. I hooked up, it came up with error messages. It didn't know what year it was. I think it thought it was 2040 and it was like midnight. But when I connected the Ethernet, straight away I always managed to set the time, which came instant and direct, so it is talking to those time servers. I went to check for a software update. It said there wasn't one. And it's actually running Mac OS 9.2. With the Ethernet, I of course did test the internet. You can do a Google search, but it will not load any web page at all. That's because of the new, obviously, communications and how the internet works now. I have read that you can get, there might be browsers available for this, but I didn't really want to spend the time and effort in getting that to work where it wasn't a certainty. When it comes to these tests with vintage products, I'm going to look at productivity, so internet, word processing, you know, spreadsheets, those types of things. I'm going to look at entertainment uses and then gaming uses. So of course I went to third-party websites to see if I could find any applications to work. Now the websites I did use, I'll put links in the descriptions below. Little tip for you, I could not get this to open DMG files. I could get it to open zip files and SIT files, which I'd never heard of before. Now, I don't think it comes with a uncompressor, but luckily whoever had this before had an uncompressor software that could open zip files and SIT files. But I couldn't find any downloadable programs that I could open and install. There didn't seem to be any Word documents built in. There is text, there's a text editor in there, but when it comes to word processing and that type of productivity, it was a big fat fail. I think if I had more time to invest in it, I could have got something to work, but ultimately productivity did not work. So next testing was entertainment. I assumed it had a DVD-ROM. I actually created a DVD of my logo that you see behind me. And actually, I had to research how to make a DVD in this day and age on my Mac Studio. And I did find a piece of software called Burn. I will pop the link in the description below in case anybody is interested in burning a DVD on Mac OS Sonoma. Anyway, so I popped that in. And it roared for a little bit and then it just spat it out. I tried again, same thing. So I thought, okay, maybe it didn't like that I had burnt a DVD. So I tried a original DVD, spurted it out, looked into it, and that's when I found this is a CD-ROM on this model, unfortunately. Other entertainment videos. That file, the video file I used for the DVD, so an MPEG, which is pretty standard, that wouldn't play in QuickTime. Again, if I had more time to look into it, I think I could have got a newer version of QuickTime to install, or maybe a third-party application. But I was having trouble finding zip files and SITs instead of DMG files, so I really couldn't get any video files to play or any videos at all. So of course it does have QuickTime, so I tested some MP3s. It played my MP3 fine, and actually if you listen to the sound, I think it sounds really quite well. These speakers are actually really nice. I then got up in my loft and dug out some audio CDs. And I tried this Good Charlotte CD around about the same era as the machine. Started playing absolutely flying fine, as you can hear. And then the speakers blew. As you can see from the video, you can see they're rattling. This one's actually stopped working completely. This one does still work, but I guess maybe I had it turned up too loud. I don't know. But with the age of the machine, the speakers worked on my MP3 test. The CD test blew the speakers. So unfortunately, this has now become faulty and the speakers don't work. They do work, they just sound awful, as you can hear. So entertainment wise, it's not going to stream anything from the internet. I did find some third-party YouTube apps, but I couldn't get it working. It wanted to speak to a server. I don't really know what I'm doing with that. So I think you could get a version of YouTube to work. Like I said, with QuickTime, you could find maybe a more up-to-date one that can play video files yourself. CD, yes. Music, yes. But unfortunately, this particular machine, the speakers went. So it's kind of, let's do like a half a tick with entertainment there. So lastly, gaming. I found one of my favorite ever games, which is SimCity 2000. I managed to find a demo version and it worked. Look at this, it looks glorious. Took me back, I used to play this game for hours and the demo worked. So if you can find games from retro sites and you can get it to install, it worked fine. Now on the note on me installing these things, I did get a very cheap USB stick, very basic, and that's how I was transferring files from my Mac Studio to this. The transfer speeds were very slow though. It took about 15 minutes to transfer a 500 megabyte file from this stick to this computer. But I'm glad I transferred them across first rather than trying to install the application from the stick, because I think that would have taken a mountain of time. So if you're into your retro stuff and you just like having a tinker, this is a great machine to have a tinker. So uses in 2024, audio CDs. If you have the DVD version, this is a good retro DVD player. I think it would look fabulous playing a DVD. Video files, once you can get QuickTime, or maybe there's a version of VLC that will work on it. MP3s is fine. So that's about it. But this series isn't about what can we do with it today and, you know, go and buy one. It's about appreciating retro devices. And like I said, anybody that is a bit nostalgic or likes to see, you know, if they miss old games like SimCity 2000, that type of thing. It's a great little toy, basically. It's a lovely little toy to play with. That's very nostalgic. And let's face it, I'm going to say it again, it looks stunning. So that's the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun having a tinker with it. It's like I said, it's just have fun with it. Don't take it too seriously. Play around, see what you can find to work on it. Nostalgia is going to come there. So let me know any other devices you'd like me to research and look into and maybe do the next episode on this. I was inspired because I spotted this off a chap near me on Facebook Marketplace. And it kind of inspired me for this series. So let me know what other devices you'd like me to check out. Do you still have an iMac G3? Do you use it? How nostalgic was this video? Let me know in the comments. Please follow me on Instagram and Threads. That's at Tech Hub Wilts UK. Please like this video. Please subscribe to me for more content like this. And I'll see you on the next one.